What's up, guys? Welcome in. It is, look at my guy, Brandon Walker. Wednesday, Wake Up Barstool. Brandon's so excited to be here today. We got a lot to get to, okay? Bill Belichick snub from the Hall of Fame. We got Super Bowl champ Danny Amendola, he'll talk about as well Dave Portnoy. We got Griff-Ins and outs, the Hannah Montoya football fast forward, Super Bowl talk, college football, all of this and more. And it all starts now on FS1. Give me a big smile, Brandon. What's happening, y'all? Welcome in. Wake Up Barstool. We got a lot to get today. I also should have said Joe Brady hired as Bills coach. We'll break that down. But a story came through that took over the news cycle yesterday that was a bit unexpected. Bill Belichick, the most surefire first ballot Hall of Famer in NFL history, well, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And who better to break down this snub than our own Patriot Dave? Dave, what's up, man? Join us live from Atlanta right now. What's going on? Belichick snubbed. It's absurd.
Well, yeah, it's absurd. And, you know, there's a lot of people to blame. Some people on that panel, on that show that I heard talking earlier. This is what happens when you create a society of losers, of people who basically refuse to acknowledge greatness, who complain, make excuses, bitch and moan. Bill Polian is certainly a leader amongst those. He's a liar and a coward. He's somebody who could never beat the Patriots. They changed the rules of football because of Bill Polian. They couldn't beat the Patriots. They whine, they complain. Much like after the Patriots beat the Broncos in bad weather, you hear people want to get rid of bad weather. Here's the problem in this country. It's not just the Patriots. When you have great teams who win, almost universally, you look and there's people, oh, they cheated, they did this, they did that. I've seen it firsthand more than anybody. I've seen it with New England Patriots. I've seen it with Michigan, the Houston Astros. I never complain. You have people who won't look themselves in the mirror and say, I can't beat that guy. I have to get better. I have to be the best I can be. Hats off to that team, the New England Patriots, who kicked our butts for 2 decades. It wasn't Spygate. It wasn't Deflategate. It's none of that. You got to look in the mirror, and all these people across the country who make excuses and complain, and they can't admit that there's a superior team, players, athletes who do things better. This is years of people building up. And yes, Bill Polian is the face of it. He's a liar. He's a coward. How does Bill Polian go from 100% saying, I voted for Belichick, and then he does an interview 10 minutes later. He's like, well, I think 95%. They should take his jacket, burn it. He should be kicked out of the Hall of Fame. He's an embarrassment. And you know what the worst part about Bill Polian is? A lot of people saying, oh, he's just an old senile man. He's been pulling this crap for 30 years. He was doing it when we were beating him. The game, Deflategate, you know what the score of the AFC Championship game was when they launched Deflategate? 45-7. 45-7. The Colts, they complain with the league office. And you have people like Brandon Walker, and I heard him in the pregame, oh, he's on Bill Belichick's side. And, well, Walker's one of those guys, he's endemic. Like you look at Michigan, oh, they're cheaters. No, sit back and be like, these teams are great. Give them their flowers in real time. There's too many fans, too many executives, too many people, not just with the Patriots, across the world who make excuses and refuse to kneel down when they've been conquered. Bill Polian's a leader in that. And this is what happens. You have one of the great travesties of all time. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot. It's so stupid. They should just shut down the Hall of Fame. If I was Bill Belichick, I wouldn't even accept the induction next year. And by the way, what are they going to do with Brady? So if he didn't get in because of Deflategate, is Brady not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Get out of here. The whole thing is stupid, but it's a larger issue in this country. People don't like greatness. They try to tear it down, and that's been going on. Everyone gets a trophy. Nobody wants to admit someone can be great and better than you. We need ditch diggers in this world, too. Bill Polian's a ditch digger. Brandon Walker's a ditch digger.
No.
Sometimes you can have that in America.
Hold on. I showed up this morning. On Belichick's side, I think this is one of the more preposterous things I've ever seen.
But you've been beating the cheating drum the entire time, and that's how Bill Polian is empowered into this position.
You're just trying to tie it back to Michigan. You're trying to point at Michigan.
And the Astros.
And you're lumping them in with Belichick. Belichick is one of the all-time greats. 6 Super Bowls.
Yes.
He's incredible. I'm not throwing anybody from that loser-ass cheating Michigan team in with Belichick.
What about the Astros?
That team cheated their ass off, and then immediately everybody got out of town. Harbaugh got out of town. Every coach got out of town. Every player got out of town.
America has a let's boost the losers up mentality, and it's shameful, and this is the result. This is the result, and you're part of that problem.
I'm not part of the problem.
You can't acknowledge greatness.
There are 2 different stories here. Michigan is their own thing.
What about
They're a dumpster fire. They're a dumpster fire.
You think it's a coincidence that 3 of the greatest franchises all have been accused of cheating in their respective sport? It's because we don't accept greatness in the country. We want to tear it down instead of acknowledge its greatness, and this is what happens.
Can we just actually have a conversation about what happened here? This is a sad old man, not Dave, a sad old man, Bill Polian, who got his ass beat for years and years and years and finally waited to get his revenge, and that's what happened.
Waited? He's been doing it for 30 years. This is a continuation that people let him get. This is what, Walker, this is what you don't get. I lived it. This is Deflategate. This is what they were saying. They were just lying during the entire thing. This is what it was. This is why I was pulling my hair out. People like you were believing the Bill Polians of the world during Deflategate. This is who we were dealing with. Pure lying scumbags. He's been doing it for 30 years. And this is just another iteration of it, but we've been dealing with it from the very moment they leaked the PSIs during Deflategate. This is what we've been dealing with.
Quit lumping me in there because you want to feel better about your cheating ass Michigan team.
I'd love to go back and see what you were saying during the Deflategate era.
I was making $8 an hour covering high school football in Mississippi. Okay,
I bet your team was coming out with Deflate. I'm telling you, this is it. Everyone jumps on the bandwagon. Oh, deflated. It was coming from these losers and cheats. They're the losers and cheats. They can't acknowledge that they got stomped on for 2 decades.
Okay, can I make an actual point here? Because if Bill Polian and the guys that didn't vote him in are going to hide behind Spygate and they're going to hide behind Deflategate, the fact both of those things happened, or whatever you want to say, the scandals happened, and then Belichick won after both of those scandals.
Yeah.
So he kept winning despite the whatever advantage they said he had got taken away. So if you want to say, I didn't vote for him because of Spygate, I didn't vote for him.
Crazy world. Am I in a crazy world, honestly? And Walker, by the way, who kept winning when a coach got suspended in college football? And who keeps talking about that as though it didn't happen after? You. This is
that
so
dude ran
crazy.
away.
You don't
we can't make this a Michigan conversation.
That dude ran away.
Same thing, because in the Super Bowl, Deflategate happened, and then we went and beat the Seahawks in the Super Bowl when they were checking every inch of the footballs, and he got suspended later. It's been proven, the fact that it's all one. Walker cares more about college football. He doesn't like Michigan, so he can't acknowledge greatness. It's the same thing with the Patriots. It's the same thing who didn't like the Astros. We have a society that worships losers, and they want to give the benefit of the doubt to the Bill Polians of the world. Bill Polian should be kicked out of the Hall of Fame. He's a liar, and I'm not giving him age. He's an old senile man. He's 100. Yes, he is, but he was doing this 30 years ago, as was the entire Colts organization, as was the NFL front office. In this country, we have a loser problem. The losers are cute and cuddly, and no one wants to say, you know what? I'd rather be the big guy. I'd rather be the winner. I'd rather be the one with the parades and all the pretty girls and the Ric Flair driving $1 million cars and all the prettiest women. They've become the villain in this country. It's a shame.
I'm on your side. Why are you arguing with me?
I'm not arguing specifically with you, but you're part of the problem.
How am I part of the problem?
He's saying overall society.
I know what he's saying. It was a rhetorical question. He's right about this.
Explain Michigan.
He's
right
about Belichick. Belichick not making the Hall of Fame first ballot. Throw the Hall of Fame away. Throw the process away.
The guy who is not voting him in is using concocted controversies that he made up.
Dave.
Where was everybody in real time when this was being made up by the senile, jealous old man?
Dave, can I ask you a resume question? And to be clear, I'm with y'all. Like, Belichick, we put all the accolades up there, right? I mean, him not making the Hall of Fame is so
it's a
absurd
joke.
as to delegitimize the entire process.
Get rid of the Hall of Fame. Close it up. Burn all the jackets.
So I want to say, I'm in agreement there. Now, how do you feel about the argument that Belichick is a Brady merchant?
What do you do?
I mean, you look at the winning percentage with Brady. It's 759. Without him, it's under.
What about the
500.
New York Giants? What about the New York Giants?
All I'm asking is, do you think that
I just answered the question with a question. But
was
he had
that
some of
a
the
pillar?
great defenses of all time and shut down, the K gun with the Bills. He built a very good team in Cleveland before they sold the team. So I mean, that's stupid. But I mean, you win as a team. They're the greatest coach quarterback combo of all time, so that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, was Phil Jackson a Michael Jordan merchant? Was Joe Torre, was he a Derek Jeter merchant?
Did Michael Jordan go on to
greatness
win
and greatness?
a championship?
Greatness and greatness. The
I'm not arguing, but you can't act like
coach.
that's not a pillar that they're going to use to try to do.
Don't make me defend this evil empire of cheating. I mean, this evil empire.
Look,
I'm this team.
So okay. It's absurd if you're not going to acknowledge.
It's a ridiculous question. The results of the results.
Like, it doesn't take away from.
I mean, Bill Polian is in the Hall of Fame. The guy. All he did was get his face kicked in 100 years. He drafted Peyton Manning. Big whoop. That guy should be in prison. They should burn his jacket. He shouldn't be allowed in an NFL stadium the rest of his life. It's an embarrassment, but it's 20 years too late. This is my problem. This is like the world opening their eyes, being like, oh my God, the Colts and Bill Polian were this big of scumbags and liars and cheaters. Bill Polian can't tell a real sense. Bill Polian said he graded Tom Brady as a first-round draft pick. Lie. Bill Polian told Sports Illustrated, I 100% voted for Bill Belichick to get in the Hall of Fame. 10 minutes later, he told ESPN, I can't remember because he's afraid they're going to do the best. We've been dealing with a liar, and I've had to deal with it through this Patriots run and Deflategate and the Marshall Faulks and the Kurt Warners and all the teams that lose. It's always the losers who make up excuses for the inferiority complex and not being good enough, and that is a pandemic in this country.
Do you think that?
Well, I can't read this. What does this say?
This is a quote from the ESPN article. This is Polian saying, quote, I was shocked to learn Bill didn't get in. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So I mean, you got it right there, Dave. This wasn't Bill. He was shocked.
Yeah, right.
He thought Bill was going to get in.
Do you have a second quote? Do you have a second quote?
It was there before that.
Put it back up.
It said he was 95% sure he voted for him.
95% sure. Yeah,
95%. Polian said he could not remember with 100% certainty if he voted for Belichick, saying he was 95% sure he voted for the coach.
Yeah, right. He's a liar. He's
Dave,
a piece of crap.
Dave, we're focused all on Polian. There had to be 10 other people in that room that followed his lead, 10 other people that voted against him.
Give me the list. I'll tell you exactly who they are because I know all the names. I know all the complaints. Is Kurt Warner a vote? Who's a voter? Tell me.
I don't know. Nobody knows. It's anonymous.
Get me the list of the voters.
More reporting will probably come out.
I know by heart. 97% of the people who refuse to believe that the Patriots beat them because they were better and needed excuses, whether it's Kurt Warner, whether it's Marshall Faulk, the Steelers who have done it. I've heard it all. Mark Brunell was crying during Deflategate, tears running down his eyes. Is he a voter? Show me the list. I'll tell you the voters. I know it all.
You know it all.
I know it all.
You know it all.
A lot of people suffered at the hands.
You've never studied anything like I studied Deflategate and the rise of this dynasty. I'm telling you, people hate greatness in this country. It makes them feel better when they can put their head on their pillow and think, you know what? The reason I didn't win isn't because I'm inferior. It's not because I'm not as good as those guys. It's not because I didn't work as hard as those guys. It's because it's unfair. It's slanted. It's a pandemic, and you're part of the problem.
You showing up today and trying to tie it to Michigan to make yourself feel better about that's crazy. Crazy.
When you get beaten, the first thing losers and crybabies do is blame unfair cheating. You've done it. You've been a brutal example of that. And it's because you need that when you put your head on your pillow. You need that excuse in that particular example. A lot of people need it in football. It's all one big pandemic in this country. And it's vilifying the best that we have to offer and celebrating the worst.
Look, any time that you have a decision this absurd, there's a lot of different elements. There's them trying to highlight the cheating stuff. There's the rule change where now a coach can get in after 1 year. And so some people are going to sit there and say, oh, well, he should wait a bit more like it used to be. They're going to talk about Brady Do you think the Jordan or the UNC era comes into this at all?
This is Bill Polian trying, like he did after the AFC Championship, was 45-7. This is Bill Polian changing the rules of pass interference after they couldn't beat the Patriots. This is a guy who has cried and whined and moaned that life is unfair because he can't beat the big bad Patriots. And this is what it's not surprising that Bill Polian did this. It's surprising that it took the rest of America this long to wake up to this. I had to deal with this every day. It's like, are you guys crazy? Are we seriously talking about this stuff, Deflategate, like it's the most important issue of all time? And people ate it up. Brand Walker was sitting there, give me more, give me more, give me more. Feed me, let me eat more of this. We're just waking up now to this. It's outrageous.
I was writing about the Starkville Yellow Jackets and the Tupelo Golden Wave back then. I wasn't even talking about Deflategate.
Golden Wave were good, though.
I know for a fact, Brandon, that you were on the Deflategate train. I know you were.
You know I was. You find proof of that. You find proof of me being on Deflategate.
I will. I guarantee you I can dig it up.
I did search.
You shut up.
From BFW Deflategate on Twitter. I couldn't find anything.
Okay.
I couldn't find anything.
There you go. I never said anything about it.
I will find it, and I've never been more confident in my life that you were blaming things on Deflategate.
You go ahead. You feel free to find Deflategate talk in my past.
Dave, I wasn't in media yet, so I was there for Deflategate. I wasn't there for Spygate. What's your opinion on the legacy of Spygate?
Total joke. It was something you were allowed to do in the NFL. They sent a memo and it's like, hey, don't do this anymore. And like we did it recording once, and then Eric Mangini, the rat, was mad that he got fired by Belichick and like complained, and 7 to 10 other Hall of Fame coaches were all like, we do the same exact thing. It is so stupid. And again, what is it? It's the culture of losers. And we've seen it with the Patriots. We've seen it with the Astros. We've seen it with Michigan. When you get beat, rather than look in the mirror and be a man and go to the gym and get stronger, better, tougher, work harder. Nope. It's got to be them. Can't be me. It's a culture of losers. And that we have that right now. And it's sad. But I've been fighting this since the beginning of the Patriots dynasty, where people try to tear it down. And I said it. It's disgusting. And it's un-American.
You seem to be making this about you at this point, Dave.
How?
Well, you just said, I've been fighting this from the beginning. I've been doing this. I've been doing that.
On behalf of the Patriots.
I
didn't choose anything. I got tapped on the shoulder by a higher deity, and they said, this is what your role will be. You have to defend the honor of the Patriots and winners in America. I'm telling you, the fact that this is in a weird way, as stupid as it is, I'm almost glad Belichick didn't get in, because it shows the rest of the world just how preposterous this entire thing is. This is the maestro of Deflategate, Bill Polian. This is him. See, open your eyes, America. This is who created the greatest fake scandal, and you guys ate it up like soup, like little kids, and the airplane is flying into your mouth. Feed me more, Bill Polian, you lying scumbag.
Well, Dave, I think I speak on behalf of the entire country when I say, Brandon, I hope you learned something this morning. I hope you learned your lesson. And we thank you for coming on today.
And this is it. Listen, it in a weird way, I'm glad it opened America's eyes. If you need me tomorrow, the day after, whatever, we are in game preparation mode. And all Patriot fans out there, they know if you're not locked in 24/7, if you're not preparing, you're failing to prepare. That's what you do as a fan. You get ready. These are big 2 weeks. So if you need me here, I'll be here. Go Pats.
Okay, there we go. Patriot Dave with a passionate defense of Bill Belichick. We'll talk to Danny Amendola about it later. That'll be great as well. Coming up next, Wake Up Barstool. Joe Brady, new Bills head coach. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. Brandon!
Ebo,
did you learn your lesson?
Before you go any further.
Oh, God.
We need to talk about the most important issue of the day.
Yeah.
Is that we had 7 days, and I mean 7 days to get ready for the jacket competition.
Yeah,
the jacket off.
Yes.
We're having a jacket off right now.
I'm prepared.
We're having a jacket off, and
it's
he
1-0
didn't even
me.
show up to the jacket off. Do you not want to participate in this jacket off?
I don't have another jacket.
Look at this.
You got a graphic for this?
Look at this. You showed up last week in a great jacket.
It's the Sherpa.
That was a great jacket last week, and I was like, wow, I want to compete with you in our jacket game. And I show up in this beauty right here, and you show up in that?
Game 1, I threw Tarek Skubal. Game 2, I threw the worst starter in the
So
American
you'd
League.
have no heat
It's a
behind-
bullpen game.
Nothing behind Skubal.
I got one starter, Brandon. Not all of us have BFW money.
Wait, I've got a lot of. I also prepared for the jacket off. Are we doing this right now? It's not time to. Don't get it.
No. The jacket off is full show. You don't get to change during the show.
Okay. No, okay. I got it.
I stayed out of this because I thought this was just between them. Like, take a step back, let them settle it out.
I thought I was under the impression it was a group.
Listen, the
jacket
jacket off can go anywhere we want. If you'd like to do a jacket off next time, we can all jacket off.
Does a quarter zip count as a jacket?
No,
I'm
absolutely
wearing a quarter zip,
not.
guys. In case you didn't realize, Tommy Bahama.
Why are you doing this?
I just feel like an adult. It's like the most empowered I've ever felt in my entire
We'll
life.
be in San Francisco next week. 2 weeks from now, group jacket off.
Group jacket.
All of us.
Get a circle.
Don't worry. I just went out on the trade market, made a big move for an ace. So.
You had the deadline passed for you, man.
No, waivers.
Yeah, this feels reactionary from you. You should have had more
To
foresight.
be honest, I wasn't prepared to spend money to compete with the Los Angeles Dodgers in this competition. I am now going to go into bankruptcy.
I mean, that is actually fair.
I am now prepared.
Brandon does represent the Dodgers in terms of cap.
Correct.
In terms of
And I am the
available
Tampa Bay
resources
Devil
for
Rays.
the crew, Brandon is the Dodgers.
What's your jacket off cap? How many jackets do you have?
I don't have one.
What's
I bought
your
8,
bullpen?
Kyle. I bought 8, and this was the first one that got here. The good ones aren't arriving until today.
He's got Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts.
I got everybody.
Shohei Ohtani just went outside Kyle Tucker.
I got everybody. Yeah.
And I
Kershaw
got
out of
Jake
retirement.
Mangum.
So, look, the bottom line is the jacket competition, not ending anytime soon. If you want to get in your votes or get in any questions, you go on Twitter, you say #AskWub. And if you want to join the jacket off, send us pictures of you in your jacket. But #AskWub, we answer all the questions at the end of the show. You can ask about anything, guys.
You can jacket off wherever you are in this country.
Yes. I mean, well,
Except for a street corner in San Diego. Don't do that.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably
too warm.
if you're in front of a school outside, I probably wouldn't either because it's pretty cold. And if you're going to take your jacket off outside, you're going to be freezing.
Sure,
so, you should keep that on there as well. All right. Let's get into the Buffalo Bills, who kind of in a funny way took their jacket off to reveal an eerily similar jacket underneath as they fire Sean McDermott. They say, we hit the playoff wall. We got to have some changes. And so we're going to hire from within. We're going to elevate Joe Brady. I'll say this real quick. I think this is a complicated story where the logic is very kind of faulty and broken, but don't get it twisted. Joe Brady has been an objectively very good OC for them.
I think that's a complete misread of the situation.
Interesting.
I think it couldn't be less complicated. I think they walked down the hall to the gym or the workout area where Josh Allen was getting ready for the offseason. Hey, Josh, what do you think? And he says, I like Joe Brady. And they go back, and they get on the phone and say, hey, Joe, he said it's okay. Then they hire Joe Brady. That's what I think. I think Josh Allen made this hire.
I guess some of my questioning comes from the fact that the firing seemed emotional and reactive as well. I mean, Pagula told us as much. He got in the locker room and was just like, I think I'm going to do this now.
Well, that's the big thing here, and that's part of the reason why I think people are looking at this as kind of a meh hire, if anything, a bad hire. It's because of the Terry Pagula press conference that happened last week, that he was just all over the place in the sense that, he has the Keon Coleman thing, and then he's talking about that proverbial playoff wall, and it just, all of it was very sporadic. It was kind of scattered. And so now for them to make this hire from within, it definitely does not resonate that well. But I do think there is something to, it had been a long time with Sean McDermott. They're there, they're right where they need to be. They just can't get over that hump. Clearly, they don't have to go back to ground zero. They don't have to blow it all up. They could just maybe hire this guy from within who might be a change of pace, a change in leadership. I don't know.
Kyle, I have a question. You've long been a proponent that the National Football League quarterbacks are too harshly scrutinized, and they are among the best of us.
Yeah,
Correct.
they're gods.
Along that same line, there's 32 head coaching jobs in the NFL, 32 coaching jobs in the best league in the world. How much gravitas do you believe a coach needs to lead an NFL? Can a guy without gravitas, can a guy without some weight to him be an effective coach in the NFL?
What do you mean by gravitas?
I mean, just like presence and authority, and just like you look at him, you're like, if he walks into a room full of men, that's the man in that room.
The Romans would have called it an august bearing.
Do you think that's necessary to be a successful coach?
I'm asking.
No, I think a dweeb can lead an NFL team.
There we go. That's the question. Because I look at Joe Brady and I think, wow, he looks like me.
I guess what it is though, it's kind of like, well, you can create that gravitas through objective results. Like when Sean McVay was hired, that felt a little crazy. He was young. Everybody knew he was smart. Yeah. But I mean, he was so young as to like, can he walk into a locker room and command those personalities?
Sure.
Mike McDonald a couple of years ago.
Who have the Bills ever had? Is their best coach Marv Levy?
Marv Levy, yeah.
And what's his legacy?
Losing 4 Super Bowls, but he did have some great pregame, everybody gather around me clips where he's like, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? He had some good ones of those. So he was a good leader of men. But he was old when he was young.
I think, and Ebo, I don't know if you have any thoughts here. I guess for me too, when I talk about the logic being faulty, it's the idea of, is Joe Brady, like, did he sit back and did he just have all these ideas about what he would have done differently? Like,
and he wasn't getting his voice in the room? Is that what you're...
Yeah, like, is that, is it a situation where he just really felt and sold the Bills on the idea that, like, no, look, I like Coach McDermott or whatever, but, like, there are things that we should be doing differently? And does Brady have the experience to kind of be promoting something like that and make you believe it?
This feels like a lot of misdirection of blame to me. They hire internally a guy who has gotten a lot of credit for hitching his wagon to 2019 Joe Burrow. Let's be honest, Joe Brady has gotten a lot of credit in offensive circles for being the guy that made 2019 LSU.
Yeah.
There's another guy in the front office who just changed positions and promoted himself, who gets a lot of credit for just being around in North Carolina when they drafted Cam Newton and getting a lot of credit for drafting Josh Allen. Brandon Beane gets way too much credit for just basically drafting the 2 best athletes that have ever played quarterback in the history of NFL and basically doing nothing else.
Well,
doesn't then
with the Cam Newton draft, he was the number 1 pick. That's easy.
Sure.
He got a lot of criticism for picking Josh Allen.
And then what have you done for me lately?
I don't know.
Well, I would say this, though, but then...
I believe the stat is he's drafted 2 All-Pros or something like that in his entire tenure.
Maybe that kind of empowers Joe Brady then, because if we are accepting the idea that maybe Beane didn't put the best offense together, that Brady... And we got to remember now, like, because I don't want to completely demean Brady's resume. Yes, he probably got too much credit for 2019 LSU because Steve Ensminger was the play caller, but Brady also was a very sharp, young offensive mind. He was thrust into the OC role at Carolina before he was ready, and Matt Rule was a bit of a disaster NFL coach also. But then you look at his path, he goes to very traditional back. Quarterbacks coach up in Buffalo. They start the season 5-5, offense sputtering. He comes in, they take off. Allen plays much better. They win the East. Next year, Allen's MVP. This year, to my kind of original point here with Beane, if we accept that Beane didn't put together the best offense, well, Brady did a pretty good job with those ingredients in. And granted, he has the main one in Allen, but like they said, what are we good at? Okay, we don't have receivers. Well, James Cook, you now lead the league in yards from scrimmage. Like, again, I think that Brady is a very sharp mind with a lot of talent that was kind of thrust into a situation he wasn't ready for early on, but he's entering the most brutal expectation I've ever seen a first-time head coach enter. Where this is Super Bowl or bust. It's not like make us better. It's like you have to win the Super Bowl.
Who are these phantom fictional champion coaches that everyone wants? Who are name them?
Yeah, no, I mean, the other option was Brian Daboll. It's the other part of all of this. Like, is that in any way more exciting? Maybe because it inherently brings some sort of change, but that wouldn't make me feel great.
It is insane to demand basically 100% success in a league that has a 95% failure rate every year.
But none of you are solving the riddle of if the last coaching staff was so bad and had to be fired, why is the new coach from that coaching staff?
Well, and that's why I get to the original decision being so kind of emotional and reactive, and maybe to Connor's original point, like
they're
maybe
close.
Connor had a point.
Yeah, maybe there's something to be said for the idea that you don't tear it all the way down because you are close, and maybe it's a tweak. Maybe Jim Leonard as the DC brings a different voice than because that's who the rumor DC is, and that'd be a good hire, I think.
So you just tear one wall down, not the whole house.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's kind of part of the
den.
idea. Yeah.
Well, and that
renovate the bathroom.
That's been a big chunk of their issues. It wasn't this year. This year they lost mainly because Josh Allen had 4 turnovers in the game, but. Up to this point, it was largely the offense doing really, really well and Joe Brady doing really, really well, but it was the defense that never held up, and that was Sean McDermott's rise, was all defensive. So, yeah, that's a part of it, too, where Joe Brady has done more than a good enough job to be promoted to the head coaching gig, and it's just a matter of maybe figuring out the defense moving forward.
Speaking of august bearing.
Why do you keep doing that?
I love the word august. You don't like it?
Be honest, I don't even know what you're referencing.
I think you just get a word every day and you have to hit it as many times as possible.
No,
that's what I think.
No,
like
I
Caesar?
think it's relevant to the conversation. Yes, we were just talking
We're talking
about
salad?
Yeah, that's what
I don't want to talk salad.
I mean, what's your top 3 salad dressings? I would probably go, but I would go
balsamic Italian,
Caesar, balsamic vinaigrette, and then a classic ranch.
Oh yeah, ranch. I mean, ranch is the number one dressing, but Caesar's up there. Yeah, sure.
So if we're talking about ranch-like gravitas, to put it into your parlance, like Robert Saleh would check that box, right? Like that's like the most manly feeling man of all time. Yeah. How do we feel about Saleh in Tennessee? He's adding another bald badass in Brian Daboll. A lot of bald guys on that Titans staff right now. Is there any excitement around Tennessee?
You know, whenever you have a guy get his chance at head coach and then he goes back to being offensive coordinator, we're seeing it with Mike McDaniel in San Diego. Not San Diego. I'm going to do that the rest of my life.
It's impossible.
In
it doesn't
LA,
matter. Everybody knows
we're seeing it with Daboll now. Like this guy was such an offensive, kind of guru that he got the chance at the big job. The big job didn't work out that well, so now he comes back down. I always look at that like, wow, second chance at life. This guy is going to reinvigorate himself. He's got the number 1 pick from last year. Yep. I think that's a great hire. If you can get somebody that had that much forward momentum in their career to be the head coach of the New York Giants, and now you get him on the way back down to try to prop himself back up, I think that's a great hire for the Titans.
It is great. I'm salty about it. I wanted Daboll in Philadelphia. But
now the bigger story is how come every offensive coordinator opening is getting filled except the one with Jalen Hurts, a diva wide receiver, and an aging running back.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Philly's been a pretty toxic place for OCs here in recent years. They don't seem to last too long. Connor, who are you where are y'all looking now? Where's the new target?
Jim Bob Cooter has been thrown out there.
Hey, Kyle, did you hear that? Jim Bob Cooter.
Jim Bob, yeah.
No, I think a lot of it might have to do with the fact that there's this maybe lack of security at head coach moving forward. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we're firing Sirianni.
No, listen.
Great. We're back to firing Sirianni. The Eagles continue.
We'll see. But it's a great hire for Tennessee. Great hire for Tennessee.
Coming up next, it's Brandon Walker's favorite segment every single week. He loves this segment. He tells me about it every day. It's time for Connor Griffins. Griffins and Outs.
Did you do a little Trump impression?
Just a little bit. All right. Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for Connor Griffins, Griff-Ins and Outs.
Do we have to?
Connor, what are we bringing in next week with us? What are we leaving behind?
It's a hell of a question, T-Bob, and I thank you for asking it. The first thing we're taking into this next week, I think Brandon can learn from this a little bit. It's respect.
Yep.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Oh,
what?
God.
Say that again?
You had it.
R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
Sure.
Benny the Bull. He was iconically number 1. This is the Bulls mascot. Wears the number 1 uniform, but they just retired Derrick Rose's jersey this past week. He decides, you know what? I'm going to make an announcement. I'm switching to number 99. Wow. In honor of Derrick Rose. They're hanging up number 1 forever. This is respect. And I think a lot of us in sports, a lot of us in sports media, a lot of us on sports media shows that go live at 7 Central on Wednesdays, we could use some more respect. I think that's something that we could all take with us.
I think this is a pushover move by Benny the Bull.
Yeah, Benny the Bull's been there a long time.
Benny the Bull is the best mascot of all time. Benny the Bull should be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed. Benny the Bull should have his number retired.
It's It's selflessness. I think it's a good message to be sending to the kids out there. Everybody who idolizes Benny the Bull, show reverence for the people.
What about all the kids at home that have their Benny the Bull jerseys or that have their Benny the Bull dolls in their number one? Do they have to now buy it? Is this capitalism at its worst? They have to now rebuy
They're just
their
trying to
Benny
sell
the Bull
merch.
merchandise?
Lower quality Benny the Bull.
That's what. Are we
jersey.
just doubling up on the merch? Is that what we're doing?
Are we saying that participation trophy is good? Like Benny the Bull is a winner. He should want to be a winner.
To Gaby's point, Benny the Bull is actually one of 7 mascots in the Hall of Fame. So
No kidding.
Time out.
Wasn't
7
retired?
NBA mascots in the mascot
Okay,
Hall of
all
Fame.
right.
Sorry, I apologize. Brandon, help me out here. I don't think these youngins will remember, but in old basketball video games,
Sure.
Michael Jordan could never be used because he wouldn't license his image, right?
That's right.
Didn't they always? Was it 99 for the Bulls? always the
99. His last
placeholder?
name was Player. Yeah.
Yes, I mean this feels like a rep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels like honoring one of the video game idols of my childhood.
We always called him Scott Player.
Shout
It's a
out
throwback.
Bull.
I love it. Respect. That's the first in of the day.
RESPCT. Hell yeah.
Yeah. My first out. It's the status quo.
Yeah.
The status quo. Everybody's going to tell you, hey, Luka Doncic, you're an all-world basketball player. You don't need to be watching High School Musical. That's not within your range. But he has no range. He has unlimited range. And this is a guy who could do both. He could be scoring 40 on any given night, and then he could be going to watch Troy Bolton and Gabriella sing karaoke on New Year's. He was spending an off day last week to celebrate the 20th anniversary of High School Musical. He's just kicking back and watching HSM. He's watched the movie 10 to 15 times. He's a huge fan. No matter what people say, you could be multifaceted. Rico Bosco, also a musical guy.
Couple things. Luka makes $50 million a year. That's not enough TV.
I think it is.
That's not enough TV.
That's probably
No,
70
everyone
inches,
knows.
bro. That's a big TV.
That's not. He should have the biggest TV. He should have TVs that you and I can't even fathom. He should like that. That right there. Our screen. That should be his TV.
Yeah.
And
But that can't achieve 4K.
he got that rug at Bed Bath & Beyond for $48.
No way. Somebody staged his house and everything in there is absurdly expensive.
That rug. That rug. He got that rug. I have that rug in my college apartment.
It may look like trash, but I guarantee you some LA D-bag sold that thing to him for or to his house stager for a ton of money.
Would this not be status quo in? Because
No, that's one of the whole songs is, stick with the status quo. And that's exactly the opposite of what you should be doing.
But he's watching the movie that has the song in it, so the status
Also,
stick to the status
quo. The status quo is out of here. You could like different things. You could be a baker, but also a basketball star. You could be a nerd who also likes to get down and break it down on the dance floor.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want to do. That's the whole point. The status quo is out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Slovenians are, Slovenians are a choir nation, Connor. I'm losing my voice.
Oh my God.
Singing in Slovenia is a civic duty. It's like children just grow up singing choir.
I think we need KB to start singing some choir right now.
Slovenians love singing is what the man is saying.
Oh, man, KB.
My throat is closing, boy.
Are you having an allergic reaction? You need an EpiPen?
I don't know what's happening.
Also, by the way, producer Jeremy thought the TV was crooked. Jeremy, it's not crooked. He tilted it towards the couch that he was on.
Yes.
Come on.
We're never going to get through this.
No, we'll get to the next one. I apologize, KB. You'll like this one, though, KB. Electromagnetism, it's in.
Yeah.
Because we saw, our own Chef Donnie is on the wave. Now Bryce Harper is using these PEMF mats that you lie down on them. I think he's supposed to be naked, so he's kind of doing it half in, half out here. But it's supposed to be meant to help relieve chronic pain. It's meant to nourish your sleep patterns a little bit better, fix, overall just circulation. So this is a new craze that's going on in sports. Bryce Harper popularizing it himself.
Look how tired.
They're waves, electromagnetic waves.
I thought you were, but what about the substation? So it's bad for the Niners, but good for people?
I think that's a separate situation where that's a whole laboratory they got out there over in Santa Clara.
Okay.
This is controlled, this is contained, and Bryce Harper on the way.
Is he the #1 junk science guy?
Chef Donnie or Bryce Harper?
Bryce Harper.
Okay.
And those two can compete. You can pick who's bigger, but
I've never seen. Does he have junk science other than?
He loves Okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's be clear.
He's a big
here.
raw milk guy.
KB is without a doubt the most body conscious person that we have. He's absolutely shredded. He knows a lot about kinesiology. KB, what is your take on these EMP mats?
It's part of a larger, I wouldn't even say problem, with biohacking. Biohacking, maybe it is a delusion, but it's a delusion of productivity, and for that reason, I support it.
So even though you're crazy to believe in it, you are doing something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this actually goes back to something I was talking yesterday about with someone. We were talking about like lion's mane, right? And when I was taking it regularly, I was feeling very sharp, and I was like, maybe it was placebo, but if it's placebo, then by definition it's working.
Yeah.
So I don't care. It doesn't matter. Shout out to the EMP mats.
I'm in on it. My next out, though, referee uniforms. They're outdated. We need to change them up. And specifically, I think we need to change them to this. This fur coat that the referee was wearing on the sideline in Denver the other day.
Oh, my God.
Talk about a jacket off. This is absolutely a winner of a jacket off competition.
That's more of a coat.
Yeah,
a coat off perhaps.
Gangster, dude.
But somebody tweeted this out.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal to see on Sunday. I would love to see more of this incorporated on the field. You know, a big call in the game, you just see the referee wearing one of these fur coats. It would be awesome.
I just love the idea that it's like, well, I mean, we gotta have the stripes.
Yeah.
We can't just like give him a coat. Nobody's gonna know he's a ref.
By the way, stepping all over Hannah Montoya's segment later on.
Yeah, it's a bit.
I will give a first-hand
No,
apology.
but the status quo's out.
No, but he stepped all over.
Yeah,
We got a segment coming later. He stepped all over.
Yeah,
But that's
we're
status
outside
quo.
the box,
And
Brandon.
status quo was out.
Okay.
So it's
I
time
think they
for
should
Connor
wear
to
yellow
be
like a
fashion.
taxi cab.
I could be a fashionista. Yeah, no, you're right. That would be very nice. My next in, though, just to move it along, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay. Thought he was saying something else.
No, one of my favorite book series of all time. The Red Sox in April are going to have a Zooey Mama, Diary of a Wimpy Kid bobblehead night. Nick Fasoli, diehard Boston sports fan, says the Diary of a Wimpy Kid was the only book that he ever fully completed, or at least the
Makes
only
a lot of sense.
The only book series that he ever completed. He's jacked up about this right now. We need to see more Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's an untapped IP that I don't think we use enough.
The books were after my time, so I missed those. But I have all these little kids, and the movies are pretty fantastic.
Yes.
Both the live action and the animated I find to be quite enjoyable.
Captain Underpants, great as well.
Never read it.
Shout out Dave Pilkey.
Not even that aware of it, but that is a sick bobblehead.
It's nice.
Brandon,
As a lover of bobbleheads.
Brandon's mantiquing instinct, it's like the Spidey sense went
As a
off.
lover of bobbleheads, that's pretty sick.
Yes. And then my last out, related to Nick Fasoli, who just did a diving snow angel on a cold night after the Patriots win. We've suddenly turned into, we want dome stadiums and everything. So my next out is the anti-football agendas.
Yep.
People who want to go to these domes, they don't want to play in the elements anymore. They don't like the snow games. Kurt Warner was disgusted by the fact that one of these teams that is going to the Super Bowl, they made it there because of this bizarre weather game and everything. When did we turn into this as a society? When did we start?
Pro Football Talk ran an entire article saying conference championships should be neutral.
No.
That's crazy.
When did we start wanting
overreaction.
everybody to be in a dome? When did we want to ignore the elements? I just don't get it.
We're just
But everyone is telling
overreactionary.
Kurt Warner he's an idiot in the replies. No one's agreeing with Kurt Warner.
We had some people at
They
this
boo him
company
'cause
saying
he's
it.
right.
We had-
Great job, Connor.
Thank you.
Excellent ins and outs.
Play in
once
the snow.
again. Coming up next, let's close out hour number one with some talk about the state of the current economy.
What?
Yeah. Coming up next here on Wake Up Barstool.
We're not qualified.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. There was a graphic making the rounds on the internet yesterday. Couldn't put this up, guys. It had to do with tipping, okay? Pretty ridiculous numbers here. And it begs the question, is tipping out of control? Look at these numbers, 30, 40, 50%. And here's what I would say on this. Tipping is something that's built into our culture. You can hate the concept of it, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. It's out of control, not because of tipping itself, but because of the state of the economy. Everything's tighter. Everybody needs this money. It becomes harder and harder to tip enough, and it's ridiculous. I went to McDonald's and a McChicken was $3.49. A single McChicken, Brandon. And look, it's not the business's fault. They're having to do it as well. And so, yeah, tipping may feel out of control, but it's more because inflation is out of control, and I'm sick of it. And I demand that it be fixed.
I think the culture of tipping is out of control because now they just hand you the little pad.
Yeah.
And they kind of stand there, and they're making you tip on total, not subtotal.
So, but I mean,
With tax.
But again, but it's always been that way, right? I mean, we've accepted that we have to support some of these jobs that people have with our tips because, for whatever reason, it's just how our culture is developed. It didn't become such a problem until everybody's money became tighter because the inflation's rampant.
You didn't have a single jacket in there worth revealing.
What do you mean?
Not a single one.
Yeah, we can't just gloss over the fact that you
What do you
brought up
mean?
this tipping conversation just as a backdrop so you could do the jacket off.
I thought it was a volume jacket off. I didn't know we were going quality
you didn't have a
over
single
quantity.
jacket in there worth
I had
revealing.
6 jackets, 6 consecutive jackets off. It's
Also,
probably,
we're all loaded. Tip.
It's
Okay.
probably a national television record. Okay. Coming up next hour, I don't know what we got. We got plenty of stuff. Oh, we got Danny Amendola coming on. That's going to be great.
Well
Looking forward
hosted.
to that. I was focused on the Jackets. Chicago is next to Indiana.
Well, yeah, it sure is.
Sorry, during the break we were just doing we were kicking around fun geographical facts.
No, we were.
And I wanted to get involved.
We were kicking around fun geographical facts about the U.S. and
Yeah.
You came up with that one.
Well, no. Okay, you said what? Alaska is
The only U.S. state that borders 2 oceans.
okay, and then you were talking about there's a state that only borders 1 state.
That's Maine.
Yeah. And then I was saying Chicago's next to Indiana.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's very.
A real palooza. What a fact.
Yeah.
Maine borders 1 state.
See,
Yeah.
thank you.
We were
Our
really.
geographical expert agrees with me.
It was lit in here during the break.
I was looking into the Commonwealth of Virginia, Super Virginia last night. We got to bring that state back.
Really?
Yeah, much cooler looking than just
Does that bring
separating
West
all 3.
Virginia into the fold?
And Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
It makes me think. I think a lot about what Yugoslavia would have been from an Olympic perspective had all of them stuck together. Which, I mean, granted, they're kind of forced together, so they should have whatever. And Croatia and Serbia obviously have their own issues to settle. But
What?
Individually, they are incredible athletes. If you combine those pools, you'd be talking about one of the Olympic superpowers.
Did you just what? We were talking about states.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up, guys. I'm trying to get involved. I want to get in the mix
Let's
a little bit.
consolidate some states.
We're doing GI. I'm trying to be a part of the team.
I mean, New Hampshire and Vermont don't have to be separate.
We can't be juicing the states.
Why? We're not juicing states.
Can't be juicing the states.
What's Delaware doing? What's the point of Delaware?
I'm not going to live in the steroid era of the United States.
What is the point of Delaware? You tell me right now.
You don't like super conferences.
No, I don't.
I think the Carolinas should be united.
There you go.
What's the point?
Carolina. How about the Dakotas?
Yeah, sure, right? Why are they separate? Now, I don't want Louisiana.
Uh-oh.
I'm thinking about the Golden Boot Trophy,
Yeah.
and I kind of like Arkansas.
Arkansas is just Louisiana's hat.
And Arkansas would add a lot of topographical diversity to the state, right? We would also get Oaklawn with the ponies. Okay, yeah. Combine Arkansas, Louisiana.
Get some hills.
I'm down. Yeah, we get some mountains and whatnot. I'm in. Hell yeah, dude. Any other states that should be combined?
More billionaires for the football team, too.
That's true. Get Jerry Jones and everybody down in there. Any other states?
But New England could come together a little bit, but we'll get into that later.
Michigan can give the Upper Peninsula to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin should take the
Yes,
UP.
that's fair.
I think we all agree with that.
So it's almost as if these states should enter the transfer portal.
Oh my God.
Well, Darian Mensah decided to enter the transfer portal. Duke said, not so fast. They sued him, said you signed a contract. He wants to go to Miami. Miami is obviously offering him an absurd amount of money. And a lot of the details of this as of now are undisclosed. I believe they will be eventually. But the news yesterday, Duke and Darian Mensah have agreed to a settlement, which means that Mensah is now free to go to Miami. I want to talk about what this story means at large, but first, specifically for Mensah, Miami, Duke, what's your reaction, Brandon?
So my reaction is I'm not sure the transfer portal quarterback market really makes a lot of sense to me. Darian Mensah is a good, solid college quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback in the country. I don't know if he's a top 10 quarterback in the country. Last year at Tulane, he was very good. And then Duke paid him $4 million, allegedly, to come to Duke. At the time, I was like, Darian Mensah, really? $4 million? And now Miami sounds like they've made quite the offer for him to come down there. Miami has long since decided they're going to be transfer portal quarterback university, where they go from Cam Ward to Carson Beck and now Darian Mensah perhaps. So it never makes sense to me who The money at the top of the sport is going to quarterbacks that don't make sense to me.
So
is what I'm trying to say.
But we would have said that about Carson Beck, right? I could have formed an argument.
Carson Beck was like 30-5 as a starter, 30-4 as a starter when he got to Miami.
The valuations feel like a bubble.
They do. They feel like they operate independent of each other, though. Like you have Sam Levitt, who gets all this money to go to LSU. Sam Levitt wasn't great at Arizona State. I feel like availability drives your price through the roof.
Well, yeah, and that way it's in some ways no different than NFL free agency. It's a bit different because players can enter at any time. But you think about NFL free agency, you pay a premium for sub-premium players. Yeah. Because if they were perfect players, they wouldn't have become available in the first place. It's a little different in college because, again, a perfect player could just say, no, I'm going to go maximize my money. But it's like Levitt, I understand what you're saying because certainly the stats just aren't there for Levitt. The stats are there for Mensah. I mean, he threw for 4,000 yards, 34 touchdowns, only 6 picks. Like he's been really statistically fantastic. Duke won the ACC for whatever that's worth. I think this is a really solid move by Miami.
Like, it is.
And their roster, I think, Connor, right now is good enough everywhere else. Like you see some schools go all in on a quarterback, but they're so incomplete everywhere else that it doesn't pay dividends. Think about like South Carolina maybe trying to keep Sellers and whatnot. This seems like a good plan for Miami that's already borne them fruit, and I think will continue to do so next year.
Yeah, and a lot of this season, I don't want to say a lot of this season, but for a good stretch of this year, the Miami offense, it did really succeed with Carson Beck kind of just being a facilitator and making sure they're getting the ball out quick, getting the ball to their playmakers on the outside. The screen game really started going as a way of kind of acting as an extension of the run game. If you have somebody back there who is experienced and can run the offense with ease, yeah, like that can absolutely spur some really great stuff offensively for Miami. And the fact that he does have the experience, which I think is where we're kind of shifting with college football, where it's not necessarily about going and getting a high school recruit who you don't know is going to pan out, even if they are a 5-star. It's about finding people who have proven it at multiple levels of the game. And here's a guy like Darian Mensah coming from the ACC, now getting the, obviously, call up to same ACC conference, but it's to a bigger school, bigger brand within that conference. And I think there's real potential there for him to really thrive.
Well, I mean, Miami's 2 for 2 in their last 2 quarterback evaluations, right? Like Cam Ward was a hot name, but he got better at Miami. Carson Beck was a name that was a little lukewarm coming off of the way it ended at Georgia, and then he almost won a national title. So if Miami wants you as a transfer portal quarterback, I'm going to assume that it is there and it is something special.
Does the cost of this situation not raise any alarm bells to you where Miami is going out and is probably paying some sort of buyout or damages to Duke,
without a doubt.
Then they're on top of that going to pay him top of the at least $4 million, because that's what was reported he was getting at Duke. So probably more than $4 million. So all-in cost of this is probably going to be around $10 million.
It could push $10 million.
I mean, we're beyond the pale on that.
Correct. But does the faucet ever turn off? Like we talked about jokingly the state of the economy, but let's say there's a recession or something. Do big-time donors pull back on paying for these buyouts when they get nothing in return?
No.
These guys got rich by being smart with their money and being frugal, and now they're
that's
just
where you're wrong.
As disposing it.
That's where you're wrong. These big-time donors get off on status. They get off on status and importance within the community of their boosters and their university. Somebody that steps up and buys an LSU quarterback is an LSU legend forever.
Yeah.
Same at Ole Miss. These guys, these lawyers in Calhoun City and Kosciuszko and these doctors in Madison down in Mississippi, if they buy a big-time quarterback for Ole Miss, they are legends in the Ole Miss game forever. So there are politics at play. The faucet will never turn off. They will keep going, and they will keep going, and they will keep going. The only thing that will ever stop it is NCAA growing a leadership arm or growing some balls. If the NCAA ever steps up and says, you know what, we're actually going to be a leader. We're actually going to say, stop doing this. We're going to have some teeth to it. Until then, the money's just going to go up and up and up and up. The tampering's going to go up and up and up. Everything's going to go haywire.
And tampering's interesting because there are some tampering. I mean, Clemson's been very upfront about tampering accusations. And I think that's going to become kind of a watershed case for, is there any legal standing for the NCAA to get involved? We talked to Ross Dellinger recently. They definitely want to put some sort of council or have a leader that you can point to and say, this guy leads college sports. But so much of it ties to federal Congress. And if they can enact any laws that would give the NCAA a kind of legal basis from which to enforce. So it's all very crazy. But to Brandon's point, when you're one of these big-time boosters, Ebo, and first off, they have benefited because look what Miami did, right? So they got the taste of a football run, and if you're one of the main money guys, you're essentially a pseudo-owner of the team. Like, you now have unparalleled access that you've never had before. You can go to whatever practice. The coach will, bring you to dinners. Like you get to actually make decisions now in a way that has never existed on the college football level, where a head coach used to just run every team like his own little kingdom or fiefdom. Like, now he has to answer to those guys in a way that he never had to before.
I agree with you that the status and everything matters and being in control matters. I do wonder about like the flip side of the coin, where you have a Penn State roster that was really expensive last year, and those donors are left with a sour taste in their mouth, even though they had the control and everything. Like, even Troy Aikman has talked about how he was part of courting and donating money, and it left such a bad taste in his mouth that he said he's done doing.
That's why I kind of love it. It's a high-stakes game.
Well, here's the thing. There is no alternative. There's no alternative. Nobody spends $20 million on a roster and they fail and they go, well, we should have spent $10 million. They say we should have spent 30. And then when they spend 30 and fail, they don't say we were better off spending 15. They say we should have spent 40. They just keep going and going and going and going. There is no end in sight.
To me, it feels there is a bubble at play, and if it pops, I don't know. It's just gonna, like you said, maybe just keep ballooning, but it could one day just pop.
LSU's at what? We think they're at 50 million right now?
So I was going to say, Brandon's, what he just laid out, LSU's the perfect example. Because last year, there's about $25 million on that roster.
Yeah.
As competitive as anybody in the
Utter
country.
failure.
Number one transfer portal class, complete failure, didn't pay any dividends. And you saw it led to personnel changes, but all they did was ramp up the money even more. The governor got involved. He spurred funding. Like, it's probably somewhere, to your point, in the range of 40 to 50 million.
Look at Texas.
If you include the coaching staff and buyouts, it's probably closer to 60.
Yeah,
70.
You're paying Kelly 50 alone.
Yeah.
But at least it's not one of the poorest states in the union.
Apparently a lot of big companies. Again, poor demographically, but a lot of big companies running through Louisiana that you can maybe exploit a bit. But yeah, the point is, like, you can call it a bubble, but to me, instead of the bubble bursting, I think eventually you'll just reach a ceiling of some sort, where maybe the arms race. But again, college football is the second biggest sport in America to the NFL. And if we look at a per team salary cap compared to that of the NFL, it still lags way behind. Like, and not that it'll ever reach the NFL level because there's way more teams and whatnot compared to 32, but like, it still has a lot of room to close that gap before it's equal in a relative sense to like a per roster cost.
It's true.
What is it? 279 is the current NFL salary roster cap. And so we're now looking at these college teams, and I think this year the biggest spenders will be at around that $40 million range.
Yeah, well, we're headed that way. There is no stop. There's no stop in sight.
Good for these players, dude.
Probably Texas in a couple years.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, guys, it's time for a Hannah Montoya football fashion report. Hopefully Connor didn't step all over it.
He did.
We'll talk about it.
Coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back to Wake Up Barstool. You know what time it is. It's time for another Hannah Montoya football fashion report. Hannah, take it away.
Woohoo! That graphic is so cool.
Yeah.
Thanks to whoever did that. That's so awesome. Okay, first, you guys, we're gonna start off with Diggs, Stephon Diggs. He's got a little bit of a loud outfit, okay? There's a video, yeah, here we go. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. It's a studded leather jacket, and I feel like we've got a little bit of a common theme going on with the 90s outfits. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts going on here.
What's going on with that belt buckle?
I think is it studded a bit, or is it a scorpion?
Studded belt? That could be anything. I think it's a scorpion.
Would Donnie like this? Is this a
This
Chef
actually
Donnie
looks like something that Castor Troy from Face Off, Nicolas Cage's character would wear. I don't know if I can is Stephon Diggs too problematic to rate high here?
No, I
have to recuse myself from this.
We're just doing an outfit here.
Well, yeah, we're
Purely
focusing
fit,
on the
purely
film.
fit.
I have to really think I could never and would never wear this but I envy somebody who could.
And look cool.
Yeah.
So like if a professional wrestler came out wearing this, would I root for him? I think I would. I'm gonna give him a 6.
I actually love that metric that you just created.
Do that for every single one. Yeah.
Professional wrestler metric.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
would I buy him as credible?
in case you missed it yesterday, we were talking about, are the New England Patriots likable and whatnot, and Stephen Chase said that, Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
The most likable guys in the league. Sure, he's underrated.
Shay only watches film. He doesn't watch off.
He said that?
He said.
Maybe if we put it in wrestling, maybe he's just a heel, and that's what we're doing.
He's definitely a heel. Like, that is true.
The sunglasses are nice. I love the sunglasses in these.
That is the tasteful part. I do like that. Okay, moving forward, we've got Lil Uzi in the Mendoza gear. This is a shocking thing for me, and I really love it, and I want to focus on it for a second. He follows one person on Instagram.
Yep.
And guess who
Mendoza.
it is? Yeah. Yep. So it's genuine, it's a genuine love and fanship going on here. I don't know. How do you guys feel about him?
I give it a 1. Piercings revolt. I don't like it. I don't like piercing.
My issue is in the piercing.
Wild.
This is one of his weakest performances. This is just this is a baseline outfit from Lil Uzi.
Yeah.
He's not really doing that much. This is just his going to go grocery shopping.
I don't know anything about Lil Uzi Vert. This is actually the first time I've ever seen him speak, and I just love.
You didn't see him speak.
I love in the video that I watched online. Okay. I love his off-kilter nature.
Yeah.
He's just zany and zesty, and and the piercings, everything. It's a lot, but it's all.
It's like it do not matter.
And it's zany.
And he turned to a savage.
Are you guys doing?
Not mad. The one thing that throws me off, while it matches with the color scheme, the Red Wings hat has no correlation to Indiana whatsoever.
He's zany.
That's true.
Also,
I
is
don't
there a
love
bigger disconnect between Fernando Mendoza and him being the most wholesome kind of, and it's Indiana, it's like white bread basically.
Yeah.
And then here's Lil Uzi looking all crazy, and they've teamed up. I like that.
And now he does what he wants.
It's a little dichotomy going on.
Yes, exactly.
I like that too. I don't know. The piercings are cool. It's another thing. What if he was a wrestler?
Yeah.
It's true, Brandon.
I still stick with 1. He doesn't seem to be an imposing physical figure.
He'd be a high flyer.
He is Lil.
Okay, good.
He'd be like a Rey Mysterio.
That's true. Okay.
I like Lil Uzi Street.
Yeah.
Like a skateboarding joke. I don't know. Oh, look, next.
All right, plaid suited up. We've got Nick Vanette.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Damn, Nick.
Why are they always carrying luggage or a bag?
That's
Just
the
walking
flex, right?
in.
But why?
Because they're expensive. It's a way of showing your.
I assume their uniforms are hanging up in the locker. He doesn't need to.
True.
Okay.
I would also imagine they're opting into that. There's got to be a guy that.
All right. In professional wrestling parlance, this guy is walking out to the ring to issue a challenge to the current champion, but he's not there to fight. But he's going to say, "I'm here to fight," and when the champion comes out and says, "Let's fight," he's like, "No, I'm wearing a suit." That's a 9.
Hell yeah.
9. Yeah.
I like the black turtleneck. I think I think you gotta have a great, not fat face to rock a turtleneck, and Vanette's got it. I do not. I couldn't wear a turtleneck to save my life.
It was just to be long.
That's good.
So you couldn't wear.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Aw. But I like this one. I think the colors are a little too close to the, remember the white and gold, black and navy dress?
Your zipper's right by them.
That's my.
Annie, Laurel.
Yeah, something like that.
Green Needle.
Green needle. Okay. We're going.
Who's this?
Okay, white trench coat coming from Evan Ingram.
Is that white or is that mother of pearl? Is that oyster shell?
It is a little bit, I would say more oyster shell, egg, what is it, eggshell or something
Eggshell,
like that? Yeah, a little bit off, a little bit.
Is he wearing mom jeans? What do we got on the pants?
Yeah, we've got more of that, what is the
Are baggy pants coming back in?
Oh,
big time,
yeah.
big time. I'm representing some baggy pants with some sequins.
Oh yeah, we're
on
gonna rate
year
your
3.
outfit in a minute.
I thought baggy
Year 3
pants
of
had
baggy
pinheads.
pants, Brandon.
Huh?
We're on year 3.
We're on year 3 of baggy pants.
Yeah, baggy.
Yeah.
I think.
We're on year 3.
I
of
think
baggy
we're actually about to get back to
years.
tight stuff.
Yeah, tight stuff is coming back.
I haven't
think
caught
so.
up to baggy pants.
Yeah, I know. We'll just stay where you're at.
Yeah, just
Wait,
where you're at.
Stay where you're at.
He's got a diaper bag.
No, look, this is a lot of times we sacrifice comfortability at the feet of fashion, and he's checked both boxes here. This is a 10 out of 10 here. Like, I want to be relaxing in this outfit. You take the jacket off and you get inside and you're It's cozy. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Beautiful.
I like the sweater too. I feel like it looks really nice. Brandon, you got a very low score on the screen.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Wow.
I don't like it.
I'd like to see you pull up in that fit for next week's jacket.
I don't like it.
I'm gonna look for that sweater immediately as soon as we get off the air.
You can't afford that.
Yeah,
We'll see.
It would look really nice. Any of you, I feel like any of you would look.
You say that's a foundational piece?
That's 100% a foundation.
All right.
I like the
Buildable.
cream. That's what y'all call the eggshell? I like the colors a lot.
I do too. I think it looks.
What color are the pants? There's a shadow there.
Dark gray.
Are they
Charcoal.
brown? Are they
They're
gray? Are
charcoal.
they olive green? I can't tell.
Charcoal.
They just
charcoal.
honestly look black to me. Are we
Is
not?
charcoal
is that
black?
not? Charcoal? It does like a dark
Sorry, I
gray.
thought you had a palette. I thought you had an eye for this
Right.
stuff, and
You thought you were an artist.
my mistake.
My bad, everyone. I'll come up with better synonyms.
What's going on here?
Everyone. Okay, we've got a denim outfit, jean outfit, Kyler Gordon.
Are baggy pants in?
What is going on?
This is the wildest version of a Canadian.
You know what he looks
tuxedo
like?
I've ever seen.
You know what he
The
looks like?
outfit.
Yeah.
He looks like underneath the denim jacket and the jeans, he's wearing Will Smith's outfit from Men in Black.
Yeah, for Men in
It
Black.
does.
He's like an alien guy in disguise, an alien cop in disguise, and then he takes that off and he's just the Man in Black.
This is so. I appreciate the concept here.
All right.
What they were going for. Let's make the Canadian tux into an actual tux-like thing, but I don't think it works at the end of the day.
Jacket 10, pants 1.
Oh, wow, because they're too baggy.
So if you average it out, it's like a 5.5.
Sure.
5.5.
What?
Oh, you guys are meeting in the middle as well.
4.5.
Yeah. Again, I understand the idea conceptually, but the execution leaves a bit to be desired in my mind.
Okay, fair. This one's pretty low on the scale, but yeah, okay. And then I saved one, I think my favorite, for last. Okay, so this was a personal request, not wanting to cheapen the segment here, but he did say, hey, can you put this on your fashion report? And I said, absolutely. This is, just for more context, t-shirt he got $12 on Amazon, just a kangaroo playing tennis. This is Liam Butman, shout out.
I think that is what a man in 2026 should look like. I think that is the quintessential everything.
He loves tennis. It's cute. It's fun.
Kangaroo.
His hand looks huge. Look how
Huge
big his thumb looks.
That's so true.
His right hand looks huge. His left hand looks tiny. Everything about it, yes, 10.
I would also like to point out, he said, like, I took one picture of him. So this isn't posed, this isn't anything, and he posted it immediately on Instagram. He just is flawless.
Liam Butman is probably the style icon of our times here at Barstool Sports. Although I do love your jeans today, Hannah.
Thank you so much.
Very fun.
Jeans are sick.
Very
Thanks.
flower power. You can't see them right now. Yeah, they've got like sequin flowers on them. They're fantastic. They're appropriately baggy.
Thanks so much. There's a lot of
Are
bags.
baggy jeans in?
They're gonna be out soon. Don't
Hannah,
worry.
would you like, so the boys here, they've been having a jacket competition all day. Would you like to
it's the
judge
second
a
week
winner
of the jacket.
off between Ebo and Brandon?
The jacket off. Oh my God. Oh my God. See, this is bad. I like the way you're popping your collar. I think that changes it.
I didn't even know I was.
It's just, you have an aura about you.
I would have worn this fully unzipped. I don't think you're.
They're both great jackets. I think you win.
Brandon wins?
I think Brandon
I mean,
wins.
it's a runaway, yeah.
Obviously,
Hannah is
Brandon
our
wins.
resident
What are we
fashion
doing?
expert. So Brandon Walker, the first
It's wearing
official
you. You're not
winner
wearing
of the Wake Up Barstool jacket off.
It's game one.
Ebo, get back in the lab.
Again, in 2 weeks when we're back in this
Yep. We'll jacket off again.
full room jacket off.
Boom.
All right, Hannah, thank you so much. Coming up next, we got Danny Amendola talking Pat, Super Bowl, and much more. Don't worry. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It is my distinct pleasure to be joined by one of my former teammates there, Brandon.
What?
Not to brag. Yep.
Was he on the practice squad too?
Okay, relax. I didn't make the practice squad. I was on the edge of it, Brandon. Thank you very much. But yeah, back when I was a young man in St. Louis trying to make it, one of the leaders of the team was this guy right here, two-time Super Bowl champ, Danny Amendola, a strikingly handsome man in a strikingly handsome living room. Danny, what's up, brother? How we doing today?
I'm great. Good to be here.
Okay.
Danny, can you tell some stories of your time as a teammate of
No, stop. We're here to talk about Belichick.
Oh, I thought we were. Okay,
no, we were
sorry.
classic teammates, but we don't have to, we don't have time to
Okay,
get
all
into
right,
all
my
of
bad.
it.
My
Too many
mistake.
stories.
My mistake.
Too many stories. Danny, Bill Belichick. We'll get into this and we get into everything else, but Bill Belichick, I mean,
Yeah.
the accolades speak for themselves. The resume speaks for itself, unless you're a Hall of Fame voter, as he will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's unbelievable to me. You know, it's like, what else you got to do? You know, I mean, you know, he's one of the most decorated coaches in the game. Obviously, you know, I played for him for 5 years. You know, the best coach I ever had in terms of schematically getting our team, our players right for the game. And, you know, he's an unbelievable coach. Obviously deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't know what else you got to do.
You know, we spent the first segment talking to Dave Portnoy about it. He came at it from a different perspective than Danny did. But what happened yesterday is I think the dumbest thing that's ever happened in football. I think if this is what happens in the Hall of Fame voting process, scrap the voting process, start over. I don't know if you talk to like teammates or other people in football. I haven't encountered anybody outside of that room. Anybody. Media.
Yeah, that's a
player,
good point. That's actually
coach,
a very good point.
Anybody. Do you know anybody that agrees with this decision?
No, I don't. And I mean, it's been written on the wall for years. I mean, I think, you know, regardless of anything off the field, I mean, what he's accomplished, you know, on the field is, you know, second to none. You know, the best coach to ever walk in my mind. And he deserves a first ballot Hall of Famer. So it's unbelievable to me. I don't get it.
Well, and Danny, you played for a lot of great coaches, right? I mean, you have Mike Leach. You know, we both had Jeff Fisher for a while there. Who, I mean, granted, that was the best football coach I ever had. But what is it about?
For Les Miles.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair, exactly, kind of a low bar. But what is it about? What is it about Belichick? Because some people have also, like, the devil's advocates, like, well, he was a Brady merchant. Look at the winning percentage without, like, again, not the strongest argument, but it's something people point to.
Yeah.
What is it about Belichick that separated him and causes you, someone who played for so many greats, to say that he was the best?
Well, over 20 years, he had a database of what good football looked like, whether it was, you know, guys like Mike Vrabel, Troy Brown, Teddy Bruschi. He could pop on that old film that he was coaching, you know, Lawrence Taylor. He could show Teddy Bruschi Lawrence Taylor's you know, tape, and then he could show Dante Hightower, you know, Teddy Bruschi doing it right. And he just had he had a database of good football that he could plug in and show his guys on a daily basis and teach them, you know, this is why it works. And, you know, so he'd get guys to kind of fill the position of, you know, what he needed on the field, and he would get them right. That's really the main thing. Other than that, you know, schematically, you know, above the rest, a lot of situational football. I learned how to play, you know, relative to, you know, the time on the clock and what the game needed. We did the best drills. We conditioned all through the season, whether it be on the hill in the back or running sprints after practice. And I felt like I was a better conditioned athlete towards the end of every season that I was with him. So one of the, you know, one of the best to ever do it, and certainly a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Let me transition a little bit. We talked about Belichick the whole time, but the Patriots are in the Super Bowl again. I'm a bona fide New England Patriots hater. And when the Belichick Brady era ended, it was finally free at last, right? I finally got to watch football without having to worry about the Patriots getting there again. And here they are, just right back in the Super Bowl. They go down just a little bit. They get the right coach, the right quarterback, and they're back in it. Does it shock you? Does it surprise you that this organization is right back here?
It doesn't. You know, I was out in Foxborough for training camp when they had a joint practice versus the Commanders, and you know, the Commanders had a pretty good season last year, and then they were fighting tooth and nail in preseason just to get ready for the season. I could feel the energy in Foxborough. It was the most people I've ever seen at a football practice in Foxborough during my time there. And the energy in Boston's alive. The energy in Foxborough is alive. Vrabel's doing great stuff with them. I was out there a couple weeks ago, and it was unbelievable to see. You know, they're definitely focused on team first, and whatever they can do to help the team win, they're going to do. So I'm excited with what they're doing. I'm excited for these next couple of weeks, and I'm ready for the game.
Danny, Brandon kind of just touched on it right there, where there is very much this hatred towards the New England Patriots. It's been a thing for decades now. A lot of people have a vendetta against that entire franchise. Did you guys kind of harness that when you were playing and you guys were winning Super Bowls? Did you use that as extra fuel and bulletin material? And do you think that this team is kind of thriving off of that now, especially in this 2-week period where they have leading up to the Super Bowl?
No, absolutely. When you win a Super Bowl, the next year, you're hunted. You're not hunting, so to speak. So every team, every game you play, you get the other team's best shot every week. So they're gonna, it's just something that, after you win that season, it happens like that. So your team gets better. That's what I loved about playing, every year, in the division championship, in the conference championship, and in the Super Bowl, is because you're now targeted the next season, and everybody's giving you their best shot. You get better as a team, you get better as a football player, and you get the best experience out of the game, I think. These are two great teams, obviously. They wouldn't be in the Super Bowl if they weren't. There's a lot of talk about, New England's, easier schedule. I don't necessarily agree with that. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. Even when you're, a top ranked team in the NFL, and you play a team that's not having a very good year, you have to fight your tail off to win, regardless of how good you are. I mean, every game is hard in the NFL. Doesn't matter if the critics think it's a cupcake game. You still have to fight, and you still have to get out there and play well, regardless of the quote unquote strength of schedule. So I think the Pats deserve to be there. If they're the underdog, so be it. We don't know who's going to win the game. That's why we play it. So it's going to be exciting. I like the rematch too. From 2014,
well, and that's where we're going to go next. I mean, you were in that previous game. Obviously, it's one of the most legendary Super Bowls in the entire game's history. As a firsthand witness, what is your prevailing memory or emotion of that play, or of the game in general?
Yeah, that was my first Super Bowl I played in, and it was unbelievably emotional experience. I remember being on the field in pregame warmups, and Marshawn Lynch was walking around the field with like this Bane mask and like a hoodie on, and I was like, "Holy crap, man! We got to tackle this guy!" Like it was the most intimidating thing I've ever seen in my life, and it's a great experience. It's a very emotional. You can get drained if you're not emotionally prepared for it. If you go out in pregame and you're running around too much, you're gonna run out of energy. You're gonna run out of juice towards the end of the game. So you got to really learn how to harness that energy and really just go whistle to whistle and put it all out on the field, and not necessarily try to wear yourself out emotionally before or at halftime or something. So it's an unbelievable experience. Levi Stadium's going to be rocking this year. It's going to be awesome.
Danny, is it true? I remember reading a story years ago about Ernie Adams and that play specifically, and that he had that he had like sussed that out on tape, or basically that like Ernie Adams knew that was coming, that y'all had specifically prepared for it.
No, absolutely, and it's a they understood that we were going to play man coverage down on the goal line, and they wanted to get to a pick play that was going to be advantageous for their offense to score. We had seen it on film. They had, it in variation, and usually you never run the same play twice, or you try to dress it up that it doesn't look like you're running the same play twice. I believe they had shown that play a couple of times before, and then that was really the next play that was going to be dialed up for him. Ernie kind of, had an educated guess on that, which was unbelievable. They had run it in practice. They drew it up and ran it in practice, and I think Malcolm went under the defender instead of going over the top. Really, Brandon Browner made two great two great players. You know, Brandon Browner made a great play when he jammed Curse on the line. That really kind of got it started because Curse was supposed to pick for the outside guy right there. And then Malcolm just stuck to his rules. He learned in practice and he came over the top and made an unbelievable play. I was actually getting ready for the kickoff return because I thought they were going to give the ball to Marshawn. They're going to score. I was returning kicks that game. So I was putting my helmet on being like, okay, we're going to have like 5 seconds here. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with the ball, try to win the Super Bowl in the last kickoff of the game. And then as I was putting my helmet on, I saw Malcolm make the play and everybody just went crazy. So it was a shot of adrenaline, man. It was awesome.
You got robbed of your hero moment. You were going to be a hero.
No.
You were going to win a Super Bowl with a kick return, and Malcolm Butler took the glory.
No way. I'm glad Malcolm Butler stepped up and made that play because he's a legend for forever.
I mean, crazy enough, you would later go on to get your hero moment. What about this, Danny? You look at your career. You go from being undrafted to then a 2-time Super Bowl champ, member of the Patriots all 2010s team. I mean, a legendary NFL career. And I feel like one of the reasons maybe why you were undrafted is we didn't understand your body type or kind of the skill set you represented. Now you look around the NFL, and it's almost like you paved the way for a lot of these modern day guys, be it Puka, whoever, that are maybe a bit more shifty, a bit more undersized, but are dominating the league. Do you ever reflect on that, or do you feel any of that?
I definitely don't think that I paved the way. Guys like Wes Welker paved the way for me. I just tried to, watch as much film and tape as I could as a young player and understand the game as much as I could so I could, do what I can given the fact that I'm not the tallest, I'm not the fastest. I had to play smarter than everybody else in order to get open and get separation in the NFL. And, thank God I had guys like Wes Welker that I could pop on the tape and see how it's done right. So, I'm really glad to see the direction of the game. Puka's unbelievable. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, we're going to have some answers for him. He's one of my favorite players. I love our squad too with Douglas and Diggs and Hollins and Henry and everybody. I mean, I'm just, as a fan, at my house every week watching games, it's just unbelievable to see where the game has gone. And I feel like everybody's just so much. I mean, I don't know because I'm not in it, but everybody's so good, man. Like even the Rams, like I love watching Matthew Stafford and Puka and Devontae Adams and they, their coaching staff, they do a great job. It's just the NFL, I think, is just continuing to get better and better.
Really quick, non-football related question, but somewhat football related. You were on Dancing with the Stars, correct?
Wow.
Absolutely.
How does the level of competition in terms of how much you want to compete rival wanting to compete in the NFL? Do you go into Dancing with the Stars with the same level of NFL mentality of like, I'm going to compete to win today? Like, how does that compare as an NFL player?
Good question.
The same goes for the league for me is I want to max out my potential. And whatever I want to be the best football. I wanted to be the best football player I could be, and relative to dancing, I sucked at dancing at first. I had no dance experience before, and then you kind of get into it, and then you really focus in and you practice and you put sweat equity into dancing, and then you're like, holy crap, I kind of like this. And then and then you get out there in the competitive atmosphere and you're like, okay, I want to get the best score. I want to get 9s this week. I've never got a 9. I want to get a 9 this week. And then you get a couple 9s and you're like, oh, screw that. I'm getting a 10 next week. And then you start competing with yourself and then the other cast members. I still suck at dancing, but it was a lot of fun. And there's nothing like live TV where, I mean, I got the same feeling as if I was returning the opening kickoff to the Super Bowl, and your heart starts beating, and it was really an unbelievable experience. It was it was awesome. I still suck at dancing, like I said, but it was awesome.
Finish top 5.
I mean, pretty damn good, dude. Objectively.
Yeah.
Danny, now also you were, again, like I said, a run of legendary coaches. You were at Texas Tech during the Mike Leach era. I think we're still finding out just how much Mike Leach changed the game of football, like the kind of ripple effects, and everybody now that kind of studied at his feet that's having these massive impacts. What was it about Coach Leach that separated him and any sort of prevailing memories or stories of one of the best we ever had?
Unbelievable coach. He recruited me when I was a sophomore in high school. He offered me a scholarship, and I committed to him as a junior. I wanted to play in his offense. I've seen, again, Wes Welker was in his offense before I was there. I got to see him do it there, and with Cliff Kingsbury and those guys. And I wanted to catch 10, 15 balls a game and just maximize my opportunity in college. And just a revolutionary of the game. The passing style of offense, the spread offense. He's definitely an innovator. It's funny because you see, Coach McVay and, Coach Schottenheimer, and they have these big call sheets, right? On TV, and they're always kind of, covering their mouth like this and trying to like the play. And Mike Leach, literally, his sheet was this big. Like he had like three things written down, and everything was in his head. Situationally, he knew what to run. And I learned so much about that offense that I could use in the NFL, and just being adaptable as a receiver. Take what the defense is going to give you and keep it moving. And he just did so many good things for the game. We miss him dearly, and shout out to the Pirate.
Am I crazy, or was Eric Morris there at the same time that you were?
Eric Morris was my college roommate for 4 years.
Wow, way, dude. So we've had Coach Morris on here as well. Shout out to him. Yeah. You're gonna be checking. What they used to call him, Elf?
Elf, the angry elf. Oh yeah, he was an unbelievable football player. A great friend, one of my best friends. I never thought I would be going for Oklahoma State, but. I'll be wearing orange this year, rooting for him and his family, and all the great things he's going to do out there in Stillwater. Unbelievable player, unbelievable coach, and an unbelievable guy. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Hell yeah, Danny. Look, man, cannot thank you enough for waking up with us. I know you got a lot going on, giving us your time, insight, everything else. It's great to catch up. Like I said, Brandon, classic teammates.
No.
Yeah, just the boys getting back together on national TV. Danny, you have a great day, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, I danced one time. Does that make me a teammate of his?
No. I mean, you should go. You want to know what it's like, though. It's me, Danny, Chris Long, Jeff Fisher. It's
the
just
boys.
The boys. Steven Jackson.
Just the crew.
The old boys. All right, Ask Wub coming up next. Still time to get your questions. Go on Twitter, #AskWub. It can be about anything. We'll get the best ones next. More Wake Up Barstool.
There's an AI video of a dragon going around.
Really? A dragon?
Yeah. It's like a dragon being kept as a family pet. Like the dogs are playing with it, and the dragon sprays fire at the dog. I don't think it's real.
That's why RAM is so expensive. But that video is probably pretty funny.
There's an AI video of a guy taking his pants off and jumping in the snow after the Patriots win. Did you see that?
No. That we'll talk.
No, nobody would actually do that, though, and then post it.
Oh, my God. I don't know what the bar to get hired here is anymore.
Hey, speaking of, do you like Imagine Dragons? Here's the video. There's Sasoli. This is not AI.
That looks like AI in the end.
I thought we were pulling up the dragon video.
I thought we were pulling up the dragon.
Wow, that was quick.
I don't know if you were watching the Yak, but apparently he's not at his house. He's at his in-laws' house.
It just gets crazier and crazier.
Well, not his in-law yet. They have yet to be married, but soon to be.
He's at his fiance's parents' house.
Yes, which...
And went Winnie the Pooh mode.
Yes.
Shout out Fasoli, one of the best we got. Shout out Ask Wub.
One of the best at what?
Vibes, work. He seemed to do very good at all the photo shoots. I've worked him in a limited fashion, but
fair enough. He does well.
It's been solid.
He does well.
I feel like at the Invitational, right? Bob Does Sports fell in love with him. That feels like a big win.
Yes.
David Honeycutt, Ask Wub, do you think the Bill Belichick snub could have anything to do with his relationship with Robert Kraft? Ooh.
Listen, the Belichick snub, I think, boils down to three things. Somebody in that room got everybody to rally around the fact that he had some cheating scandals. Somebody in that room got their feelings hurt because he was very truculent with the media. He was very standoffish. He wasn't great with the media, and he did all those things. So sports writers are the most sensitive lot we have in life. Somebody took out their frustrations with Belichick the way he treated them 10 years ago, 20 years ago in that vote. I don't think it has anything to do with Robert Kraft.
I think that people probably convinced themselves.
Yeah.
There were a lot of different angles. Like I said, the Brady stuff, the new rule where it's only 1 year. But at the end of the day, it's hate. What do we got next? Well, and it's Brandon. It's Brandon as well, according to Dave. Ask Wub, shout out post on one of the best we got. He says, you can bring one fast food item that's gone, bring back one fast food item that's gone permanently. Which would you choose?
Wow. Well, A, the McRib should be permanent. B, Wendy's.
Mm-hmm.
You like Wendy's?
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Wendy's once had what?
Boneless nuggets?
No.
Okay.
That's just called nuggets.
No, they had boneless, like grilled chicken
Whatever.
covered in Asian
They
chili
once had a
sauce.
sandwich
So
called
good.
the Monterey Ranch Chicken Sandwich.
Oh, wow.
It was the best thing they ever had, and they should bring it back.
I love the Angel Reese meal at McDonald's back.
Shut up.
If we could get that going.
That was last year.
Yes.
You never had the Wendy's Asian chili?
Boneless nuggets?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
For
boneless nuggets is
2009, they
tough.
were the best item in the history of the.
Kibby, do you have one?
What did I like? I think KFC did something with a bunch of mush.
Yeah.
Just like a wet stack of something.
You're right.
And I couldn't get enough.
What did they call it? Like a double up or something?
A tower of mush.
Yeah, it was mush in between two chickens.
Yes, that.
Oh, you use the chickens as the buns?
Yeah, it was like potatoes and cheese between two. I don't know what the double down. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
heart attack thing, the double down.
Yeah.
I did used to like. They probably still have it.
By the way,
KFC
Kyle,
bowls.
you definitely never ate one of those.
No. I was kidding.
All right, what do we got next year? Hashtag Ask Wub. Shout out Adam. What is the most enjoyable sporting event to watch, regardless of whether you have a rooting interest? Example: March Madness, NFL playoffs, and Masters, etc.
I mean, that's just what sport do you like to watch? That's all that is, right?
Well,
I mean, they're all all sports are enjoyable to watch. That's why they're great.
But a
Sports.
specific event within, like,
yeah, but there's
Super
still,
Bowl.
if we take away a rooting interest from any, there could be some that change your answer.
Yeah, but my NFL team's the Dolphins. I haven't had a rooting interest in the Super Bowl in 40 years.
Like I don't care about I don't care about college basketball.
Right.
But I do. But March Madness is very fun to gamble, be a part of the zeitgeist.
Day one of March Madness.
Probably the Olympic. Actually, no, the World Cup.
World Cup.
Like I kind of check out of soccer for 4 years and maybe dabble, but then I get I'm gonna be locked in this summer.
I'll add the Kentucky Derby. I don't give a damn about horses, but I watch Kentucky Derby and enjoy it every year.
It's a great question.
Yeah, as far as entertainment and implications, I think nothing tops a title fight. Whether it's mixed martial arts or boxing. I think that's
very true.
Big time title fight.
I just don't know what is going on with your voice.
You're witnessing a medical experimental failure in real time.
You signed up for a procedure that only 1,000 people have done.
Yes. And it's failing miserably in front of your faces on television.
The Dash.
This is history. I'm a
called
landmark
in sick today.
case. A landmark case. I can't breathe out of my mouth.
Oh, no.
This question is for Brandon. I'm having trouble getting my 3-year-old to take a nap every day. What's your secret to taking a nap every single
Wake
day?
your 3-year-old up at 3:30 in the morning and have them drive an hour and a half. And by the time they get there, they will be ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're trying to figure out how to take a nap, it's just sleep deprivation.
Yeah, just deprive yourself of sleep at night, then you'll be able to sleep.
You have to have a massive sleep debt to pay off at any given. Now, in terms of my 3-year-old Dash, I got to drive him around. He refuses to nap. It's the only kid that I've had to do that with. I got to drive him around.
I miss the kids being loud and saying, well, I'm going to put them in the car, ride them around. I used to love those rides, man.
Yep.
I love those rides.
Play into your child's interests. Make the pre-nap routine fun for them, something to look forward to every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's an actual answer.
That was good, yeah. Do some sleep ASMR.
I always forget he's a child expert.
He is.
This was my job.
What?
He did this. He worked in early childhood development.
childhood intervention for birth to 3H kids.
No way.
With
Look,
developmental
what an
delay.
onion of a guy. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. More Wake Up Barstool. Have a great day.